What up YouTube? So as you can see, I'm back in new premises, so you're going to get my face talking at the beginning of these videos now. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, who knows. Anyway, so this week instead of a Photoshop edit walkthrough, we are going to get a full Photoshop tutorial. So the tutorial is one of the El Payaso images from a clown series I did about 3 or 4 years ago. It's quite a simple tutorial, but you'll get to learn things like the soft light blend mode to blend textures into the background. You'll see a little bit of dodge and burn. It's good for people who are in the early stages of learning Photoshop, so hopefully you'll enjoy it. Please leave comments under the video because it helps get the video seen. Plus I will pick one person from the comment section who comments on this video, and I will give them either a free tutorial, a composite tutorial, or I will give them a free stock pack of images. It's their choice. So yeah, feel free to leave a comment and please enjoy the video. Peace!
So here we go into Lightroom, and I've already chose which clown image I'm going to edit today. I've edited all the images pretty much in a similar kind of way, so I'll just record one for you and then you can watch, and I've pretty much done them all the same way. So I've looked through all the images of the next clown, which is the girl on the screen, Rachel. So for these images we were looking for a somber kind of mood, maybe a little bit solemn. So the images what I've chose, I hope, give off that kind of effect. We shot all the images in my home studio, and we didn't have much time, so it's kind of a bit of a conveyor belt, but I think the girls did a good job in getting the emotions across. So yeah, so let's get on with the editing. So first of all, edit, open this smart object in Photoshop. The voice sounds a little bit funny, I'm full of cold, so you might hear a couple of sniffles, maybe a big sneeze. It's okay, I'm not having an heart attack. So we've opened it up in Photoshop, double click the little icon in the corner, take it into camera raw. So look at this image, we'll just bring the shadows up a little bit. Just affecting the bottom there, that's good. Well, add a little bit of sharpness, so I'll put the radius down to 0.6, move up to 40%. Let's try highlight up a little bit. Yeah, I like that. So we'll just move the highlights up to 50 to get this area here looking better. Not too bothered about this area, as we'll probably tone that down anyway. But I want the makeup in the face looking nice. We've got the dark around here which I quite like, so I'll just have to get rid of this back in Photoshop. So I'll click on OK. Camera raw will do its thing. There we go. So to get rid of this, I always try the easiest way first, which is content aware. And if I remember correctly, you can't do that on camera raw when it's a smart object, so maybe we'll have to see if we do this. Control J, Control Alt Shift here, it's not visible there. I think we've done what we need to in camera raw, so for this image we'll just delete them, and then we've got a flattened image there. So we'll go to the lasso tool, just make a selection around the black lump, go up to edit, fill, it's all good, content aware, just click OK. Hopefully it'll do a good job. It's done OK with the other images. There we go, not too bad. Control D to get rid of the selection. So what we'll do is create a new layer, go up to your brush tool, make sure it's on a quite low floor, maybe 7%. Alt, we'll pick this colour here, and we'll just try and merge in a bit with the rest of the image. Blend it in better, so just keep getting the eyedropper. I think it's called the eyedropper, teat, or whatever it's called. Press hold down Alt, click on it, sample the colour, and then just blend that line in a bit better. Just keep doing that all the way around, and we'll move this across a bit. There we go. So that looks better. So that's got rid of the softbox. So in fact, just Control Shift D, we'll just flatten that. So there we've got his base layer. So what we want to do now is want to add a texture into this background. So I want to create a selection. So the quickest way, what I've been using on the clown portraits, because we want the quickest way for these. I don't want to be messing about with pen tool. Is to create curves adjustment. Then we'll just brighten the midtones, maybe somewhere about there. Let's look. That might do. Then we want to go to the magic wand. Click that. I've made tolerance on around 10, which I found is quite good for images like this. Maybe not this image. Let's try this way. No, it's not going to work, is that? It worked on the other images. Let's try taking tolerance down to 5%. That's better. So if you're using the magic wand tool, it's selecting too much of the area you don't want selected, just lower your tolerance. So this is a bit better. Then just select around the model. Don't matter about the hair, you can sort that out in later on when we get to it. So we just want kind of a good selection, not taking too long, making it too detailed. In between the arms. See if I can get a little bit here. No, I think that'll do. That's good enough. So you want to then go up to select, save selection. We'll call that a clown body. Press OK. Control D to get rid of the selection. Right, we can now delete this curves layer. So next we want to go and choose our texture. I'm going to use the same texture which I've done for all these clown images, stock textures. Let's have a look. First library is, here we go, I think maybe this one. Editing, Photoshop Photomanipulation, edit original, click OK. So there we have, we brought the texture into Photoshop. So then we want to Control A, C, Control V. That brings the image into the clown image. So I just want to bring that up, resize it so it fits. Then make sure you're on the texture layer, change the blend mode to soft light, and that will instantly merge your texture with the, hopefully, if you've shot on the grey background, 50% grey. So although it looks not too bad. It's discolouring everything and the selections around the body need to be better. So this is where you go to select, load selection, on your channel box you want to go down to your saved selection, which is clown body, press OK, and then make sure you're on the texture layer and go down to your layer mask and click, and that should instantly then remove the texture from over your clown. As you can see, there's a few areas here where we need to tidy up a little bit, but apart from that, the textures, the selection's not looking too bad. So we might have to use a curves adjustment on the texture just to brighten it up a little bit. Got to get rid of that texture, I don't like that one. So let's go back into it like that. Try that one again, edit in Photoshop. Okay. Control S, select it all, Control C to copy it. Click onto clown image, Control V to paste it in. Control T to transform. Enter. Typical, no one rings all day and then everyone starts ringing while we're recording a tutorial. So sorry about that, so we'll get back on. Where was I? Yep, we added the texture in, so once again, change the blend mode to soft light. Ah, that's looking better. Select, load selection, channel, you want to go down to clown body, press OK. Go down to your layer mask icon and click, and that'll bring your clown straight out. So obviously we're going to mess around with curves onto the background, but what we'll do at the minute is we'll go and refine this mask a little bit. So you just get your brush, maybe 16%. Let's zoom in and take care of some of these hairs here. Make sure your brush is on white, so make sure that's selected, and then we'll just slowly brush over here. As you can see, you can brush the colour in but the hair still stays. That's what's using the soft light blend mode with 50% grain texture works really well. Not many photographers what use this techniques quick and easy. So look at that. So we'll just go around the rest of the clown. You may hear me struggling for breath because I can't breathe out my nostrils at the minute. So let's go around the edge of here. Transparency there, still works well. Blend mode. So we'll go down. Look, everything else looks pretty much like it's selected quite good. Maybe we'll go back over that just a little bit. Put the opacity down to 8%, let's go over those bits. Zoom out, that's looking a lot better. So now with the texture background, let's just hide that a minute. So if we look, it's quite dark around here. Dark there, lightens up a bit across here. So here's what's the texture looking like. So yeah. I'll just lighten these bits here using curves. Darken it a little bit there. I think that's pretty good. So curves adjustment layer. To bring up the midtones. Control I to invert the mask. B, soft brush again. Put the float to around 17%. Make sure you're selected on white, and let's just brush in. Adjustment around there. Try and mimic the light what we got in the shot. So, another curves adjustment, this time I want to darken. Midtones. Remember to Alt click and press on that to link it to the texture so it doesn't affect the model. Let's have a look at this now. So darken it just a little bit and bring it down. Control I to invert the mask. Again, we'll just brush in that darkness there. Top now. Maybe right up here. There, so we might have to just go off that. Bring out the hair back a little bit. That's better. Let's put this into a group. So what you want to do is hold down. You want to click the top one, hold down shift, just click the bottom one, select all, then right click, group from layers, we'll call that texture. So, texture's looking quite good. We'll add a little bit more texture in here. Contrast down a little bit. So let's try and blur this, see what that looks like. So filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Okay. So we blurred the background a little bit. I think I might want to take away some of the contrast of the whole image, so curve adjustment layer. Bring the darks up a little bit. Control R to invert the layer. With a low flow, let's just brighten the image up a little bit. Let's go down here. Turn it right in. Top corner. That's quite a green feel to the image. Let's see if I want to add some blues. So let's try selective colour. Get some blues into the shadows, which is something I use quite a lot. Quite like the effect, so let's see what I got here. 4%. I always think it gives it a little bit more of a paint to lift in. Adding some blues into the darks. So let's zoom right over. So we've pretty much got the texture and looking okay, with a little bit of blue to the darks. So next what we're going to do is dodge and burn the image. I haven't been dodging and burning these images as much as I do with others. I don't want to want kind of more of a classic feel to these than stylised. So let's go ahead with that. So I've already got an action created. Curves, dodge and burn. What I'll do is I'll put that under the colour adjustment. So click on this dodge. Brush tool, make sure it's on. We'll take the flow down to 11%. Make sure your brush is on white. Zoom it in. Start. Dodge and burn is one of my favourite techniques to use. I do it on every single image, sometimes in 2 different ways or 3 different ways. So let's look at the nose. Let's do the nose look through there. I will do a full tutorial on dodge and burn at some point. For now, I'll just quickly do it. Show you how I do it. Burn here. Sorry, dodge. Here. The eye there. Out here. On the chin where it's sticking out. So look, turn it off. Burn the image. So basically, with the whites we went, the dodge we went over the eyes, what were a little bit highlighted, or where we wanted to create definition. So with the darks we go over we darken the shadows and try to create some more definition that way. So go here, darker, go here, darker, here. here. Get some depth. On the cheek. Chin down. To touch this cheek a bit more. Chin. Some shadow around here. Zoom into the lips. Basically with dodge and burn you're just trying to create more definition, and the further you go the more stylized it'll look. You can get a real cartoony look if you go over it lots of times. You could spend hours doing this. It just depends how far you want to go. Get all the little creases in the mouth. If you want to see what it's done, you can click off, click the group, turn it off, turn it back on. So we've created some real definition there. So next we'll brighten up the eyes actually. So we'll go back to dodge. Zoom in on the eyes. I just want to get a little bit of brightness to the... Is it cornea? Iris? Cornea? Iris? I'm not sure. This is the colour part of the eye. So around here. Carefully go around. Zoom out. Better. So we'll do a little bit of dodging a bit into the hair, so darken the hairline here. Dodge the hair, yeah. You can go over the highlights and works really well on blonde hair, yeah. Spent quite a bit of time just going over the highlights. Again, you want to give shape to the hair, or you just want to stylise it. So, go back to burn. Darken the hair around here, to bring out their face a bit more. The hair here. Back to dodge. Do well, let's have another look. That's looking pretty good. So then we want to do a bit of dodge and burn to the neck. There's a hair here which I'll get rid of at some point. Just dodge that. And the neck here. Right, I don't think we're going to need to do much to the body. A little bit to the arms, so again, put in definition. In the middle, on a dodge, the arm would be coming out, and then shadows, the sides, give it depth. I'll just tone the hands down altogether. Control Z will do with that arm as it is. Maybe just do the highlight up down the arm. Bring the highlights up this arm. Darken the edges. So let's have a look. It's a colour layer, we've got a dodge and burn. Something I do like to do is, just to try, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, is select your group with dodge and burn, Control J, to duplicate it, double the strength. As you can, it looks way too far, but as you can see it looks a lot more cartoony with tone. That's not the look I'm after, so we'll get rid of that. I think we've got enough with the first dodge and burn. So next, I think we will maybe tone down some highlights. So curves adjustment layer, the dot in the top right corner, the highlights, and you just pull it down a bit, not too much. Control I for the layer mask. Let's have a look. So we'll just zoom out. Any bright patches that catch your eye. I might tone down the bottom of the body, just so your focus more goes more to the top of the image. So just tone down this area here. Maybe tone down some of the costume. This bit here is a bit bright. So basically, we're just trying to tone down any highlights that might take your attention away from the area I want you to look at, which is the face and the hair on this area. So I'll just tone down that part of the costume. This part here, maybe tone down the bottom here. Maybe like bright background, see what happens in the background. Maybe I also might try and lose some contrast from the I'll do it with a different curves adjustment, so let's just name that tone down highlight. Don't do another one to maybe get a bit of contrast. that's affecting the blues a little bit, but not too much of a bad way. So they were looking good. So basically what I did then was, I felt it was a bit too contrasty. I like the face contrast, but I will sort that out later on. But the whole texture around here and the outfit I thought was too contrasty, so I just got rid of some of that contrast, and it's also brought some more detail out. So we've got colour. So what I might do is just add some of that darkness back in. Just the bottom, yeah. So next, I think we've got the base of the image done. Hello. I crop the image in. Like around and have a look at the cloud image. Which is that one. Yeah, I'll just maybe take some off the top, so I might move the texture down a little bit. So click on your texture group, Ctrl T. So because it's still linked to the mask, to the selection, it's messing things up a bit, so let's have a look. So if I unlink that, press Ctrl T, hopefully I can just bring the texture down by unlinking it. So what we'll do is just bring it down to about there. Click OK, and then we can just crop some off of that top. With the magic Photoshop, it looks like it was already cropped like that. So what happened then is, because the texture was still linked to the selection, when I moved it up and down, it moved the area what I'd selected up and down with it. So if you unlink your texture from your layer mask, you can then move the texture without it affecting everything else. So we'll close that group, that's that done. So what I'll do now is I'm going to add a bit of clarity back in. So you can do this with curves, but there's a plugin what I like to use, which is Topaz Clarity. I don't use it. I use it now and again. Don't overuse it. I just use this on it. I just pull up the small details. I think it is a little bit. I'll show you anyway. So you want to create a stamp visible layer. Control Alt Shift B. Filter Topaz Labs. Topaz Clarity. Just click that. Micro contrast, that's the one, so yeah. Bring that to 20. 30 a bit too high, let's take it down to 25. So look. Try 27. Yeah, that sounds like it. Okay. Let's work its magic. So what we're going to do then is add a layer mask, Control I10, do that. Again, brush, B for brush tool, make sure it's on white, and we'll just go in and paint that contrast back in. So I think we'll do it 100% on this, so no matter, we'll just brush it in onto the face. And maybe we'll add into the hair. Stand out a bit. And maybe the colour of the outfit. Zoom out. It's looking better. So we've got some contrast added back in, which again draws your focus to the face. So next, again Control Shift E. Want to do another stamp visible layer. Now I'm going to sharpen the image. I used various ways of sharpening. Use a high pass filter, unsharp mask, and topaz detail. For this I'm going to use topaz detail. It's another plugin. So which for topaz you need to make a stamp visible layer. Go down to filter, topaz labs. Do it again. Topaz detail. And this is another plugin, sharpening. I mean, if you play around you can get all sorts of results, but pretty much use the same technique every time, which is small details, less medium details and less large details. So small details to usually around 26, medium details to around 15, 16, and large details try and keep that to about 2. You can play with the others, you can boost stuff as well, but I mean you get loads of weird effects like that, which to some people may look okay, but it's not my kind of thing. So, 2. So press OK. So you can see the effect, it doesn't look very good at the minute. What I want to do is lower the opacity of that down to about 75 maybe. Let's try 70. 11. Add your layer mask. Control I to invert. And we'll zoom in. So want to make sure you brush your flows at 100%, your brushes and white again. Just brush in the areas you want to sharpen. Usually for things like this I'll sharpen the eyes and the lips, maybe the tip of the nose, and then I'll lower the opacity. I'll get some of the... I don't usually do it on people's faces because we've got like the cool clown makeup, it brings it out a little bit. So brush it over there. Some of the hair around here. Some of the outfit. Again, pretty much where we did the clarity adjustment. Zoom back out. Maybe put that up to 75%. So, just have a little breathe now. Maybe walk away from the image for 10 minutes and come back with new eyes and see if anything else needs doing. So back in 2. Hello, and I'm back from a little break. So I'm looking at this image again with fresh eyes, as they say. So looking at it, I think they're just toned, just darken around here a little bit, and I think that's pretty much it. So what we'll do is curves adjustment layer. Darken the shadows down. Oh, in fact, let's try it this way. And we'll paint it in B. let's move the colour to the top of that layer. That's better, so it's on top of everything. And darken that down. I think that's pretty much it. So, do it, file, save, it, then we'll go and make some adjustments in Lightroom, then pretty much done. What I usually do is when I've finished an image, that's it, I'll leave it, I might come back next day, reopen it, have a look, again, same old, try to look at it with fresh eyes. Sometimes when you're in the moment you don't notice things what you'll notice later on once you've had a bit of a break. So now that's saved, close it, get rid of the textures, go back to Lightroom. And then what I do here is, because I make some small adjustments in Lightroom, is I always right click, create a virtual copy. So then the adjustments what I make to the virtual copy, I can go back and forth and see without the adjustments, with the adjustments. So click on develop, and just add a bit of sharpness. I always do some final sharpening in Lightroom, so I'll just move the amount up a little bit. Now if you hold down Alt, click, in fact take the radius down to about 6, go back up to the amount, and you hold down Alt and then move your slider across, it goes into black and white, which I think just makes it easy to see the sharpening effects. So to about 39, it's looking good, let go. Let's have a look, see the clarity 10, let's look, none, try 14. Down, we'll just add one last adjustment, which is vignetting, put on colour priority. So if we click left, that's the original shot of Photoshop, and then that's for Lightroom adjustments. The clarity to about 7. Maybe a bit less on the vignette. That'll do, I think we'll do it. So that's basically it. That's how I edited all the clown image from the series. Big thanks to Victoria Stansfield for the makeup, she did an amazing job on the makeup and all the clowns, and Rachel Ray who did the styling and created some of the outfits. I think this top here she made herself. And thanks for watching.